Port Jervis, and welcome to the Port Connects podcast. We are live here in studio with today's guest, Port Jervis alum, class of 22, Braeden Ross. Good morning, Braeden.
Good morning, Mr. Morales.
Just broke some bread here, had a bagel downtown, but excited to talk to Braeden, excited to talk music and the work he's doing. So good morning.
Good morning.
In summertime, Braeden, I know you're a college student. Is this early, or are you typically an early riser?
It depends on the day.
Depends.
Yeah. Usually, probably not. Usually, I'll be up by this time. Wake up at 9.
You were fishing yesterday.
Yeah, I was fishing and doing some babysitting, but I missed out on Mr. Murata was trying to get in contact with me.
Yeah. So this is Braeden Ross, everybody. Jump in and say hello if you're watching the show live. Lots to talk about. Braeden, for a long time, has been really a strong member of our music department, performing in so many shows and concerts and events. Braeden, so let's talk a little bit about school. You're currently going to be a junior in Nazareth. You're going to be a junior, third year. Nazareth University in Rochester. Let's talk Port first. Looking back at your 4 years, Braeden, you had COVID happening there. What are some things that stand out to you? You got to say hi to your mom first.
Yeah,
that's mom.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Grandma Kai. What's up?
Mrs. Ross, fine young man here. So tell me some things that you remember fondly.
I mean, so much. I think on my interview, I said Miss Caceres pre-SAT class. That was fun, kind of legendary, to be in there with her. And we were on Zoom, so she was, getting through the Zoom camera and like, hello, and people weren't, But that was fun. I mean, we did all our shows. I mean, a few musical things we did. I did my NISMA, all county. My soccer season, all my soccer seasons.
Caniglio?
Yep. We always had fun. And maybe didn't win that many games, but we had fun.
It was a nice group of guys.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Braeden, what shows stood out to you
when I was at high school?
Yeah.
Probably my favorite one was probably Susical, because that was my first one. And that was like kind of like everything else kind of was hindered by COVID. So
yeah, hurdles in there. But I remember so many of the things you did outside.
Yeah.
There was a concert on the front porch. We did something in the courtyard. You guys adjusted to it.
Yeah, I mean we did a lot of things outside too. Outside, you mean
physically?
Outdoors,
yeah, physically, yeah. Which presents some challenges for music and choir, but you made it work.
Yeah.
Braeden, are your strengths in writing the music, creating, playing it, singing? Where do your strengths lie?
I think my strengths lie everything. I mean, I like writing it, singing it, playing it. I'll do all that stuff. So
if you're putting on, we don't say the radio anymore. If you're going to Spotify, who are the top 3 artists you're seeing on your Spotify? If I took your phone and went through most played.
I don't know. I listen to almost everything from classical to jazz. I listen to contemporary music too. Probably Frank Sinatra, Billy Joel,
William F. Joel, the philosopher from New York.
Yeah, that's the one from Long Island. Yeah, and I probably will say I don't know. Like I listen to a lot of like old jazz music, so one of them.
I love it. You're a true artist here. Again, this is Braeden Ross. Say hello. Grandma, it's early in Oregon for you to be up watching, so we appreciate you tuning in. Braeden, you went to Nazareth University. Again, we spoke a little off air. They had music therapy as a major, and that got your attention. Tell me about that journey and what a music therapy major is.
So when I was in my middle school, I ran into some music therapists that, they kind of introduced me to the profession. And then
they came into the school?
They were doing the music and directing our musical.
For the play, yeah.
So I met them and then kind of saw what it was about and kind of was interested in it until the end of high school. And I don't think I really fell in love with it until I actually got to college and started doing it hands-on, which is kind of how I am for most things. You know, I got to be in there.
Gotta do it.
So we do music therapy it's predicated on the relationship between the therapist and the client, and music is the facilitator for that relationship. You know, so that's how we get our foot in the door, I guess you could say. And then we use music to reach non-musical goals. You know, I was telling Mr. Murata, you know, helping somebody that just got in a car accident, helping them to walk again with music, or, you know, behavioral problems for a young kid, using music as an intervention there, or, you know, care for patients with Alzheimer's who have to have their memories jogged, you know, in certain ways. And there's probably, you know, dozens of other applications, hundreds of other applications for music therapy. But, you know, it's got to be done by a licensed professional. It's been through 4 years and an internship, and, you know, it's got to be, that relationship is really integral between the client and the therapist. So.
And you can't just walk in and start playing, Braeden, right? You can't just start playing. What are those initial connection points? Is it a wave? Is it a hug? Is it a smile? Is it a high five? How do you make that initial connection with the kid?
Well, that depends completely on the situation you're walking into and who you're talking to, because, you know, you can walk in with a 70-year-old adult, and they're not going to want, hey everybody, how you doing? You know, they're going to want to be respected like an adult. Sometimes you do walk in and just start playing, and you start playing to them, and then you can watch someone, they'll be sitting there like this, and then they hear the guitar and they're up now, you know, or someone, like I was telling you, someone's in the middle of a tantrum, and then you start singing to them, and that breaks their tantrum, you know, and now you're in their world and the relationship's starting, you know.
This is unbelievable. I am so inspired this morning. You know, I want to be the spreader report pride, but this guy, unbelievable. Ross family, his teachers, Nazareth University, if you're watching, Braeden, this is so special, and so what an incredible path you chose to try to help people using the gifts and talents that you've worked at, right? You're not just weren't naturally talented, you've put a lot of time in, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him before. He was saying, oh, you're so talented. I said, well, if you spend so much time doing it, you ought to be good at it by now, you know. So
I love it.
I spent a lot of time doing it.
Miss Scudieri is also someone who encouraged you while you were in Port Jervis, writing and creating. Tell me about that connection with Miss Scudieri.
Well, it was her final year before she retired, and I remember going in her class. I had
this English 9.
Yes,
ninth grade English.
I had just moved to Port, and it was like 2 or 3 days before the start of class was like the orientation, and I was like, oh. I realized I was in her class, and I knew I had to do a summer reading. I had like 5 days to do it. And I was like, hey, I got to do this. And she was like, yeah, do it. And then I was just like so stressed about it. I didn't read that. But I ended up reading it after the class started. And then over the year, you know, I started to listen to the lectures more and more. And then her and I, you know, we had a relationship that grew and grew. And, you know, now I go to her house and have lunch. She's a great cook.
She's got the garden.
Yes.
She's got the garden.
She went to Nazareth too. So.
Oh, well, there's that connection. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Well,
if you're watching, Miss Scudieri, we love you. Thanks for making a connection with this young man. Awesome. Well, Braeden, the timing of all of this, we got you on. You reached out, boom, we connected. There's a big event coming up here. You're starting this afternoon, actually. Tell me about the Port Jervis Community Choir happening this summer. I'm going to pull this up while you're talking.
So, like I was telling Mr. Murata before when we were at the Bagel what's it called?
It's called Bagel HQ. We don't want to really advertise certain businesses on here, but the business is all good. We forgive you. It's okay.
We were sitting there eating and
having bagels.
I was telling him about the different kinds of music therapy, and one is called community music therapy. And it's basically just, trying to build up a community through music, you know. So you have people like that will go to Africa and they'll do drum circles with, you know, a village out in the middle of anywhere, or they'll go to, you know, an inner city place, or they'll go to any community. So I got really interested in that, and that kind of just inspired me to do some things at college. And then I was looking at my summer, and I was like, you know, nice. We have like all these programs. We have like football programs, and we have soccer programs. let's get a music program. So it started like that. I mean, my mom said to me, why don't you do something for, like youth, the youth center? I said, oh, well, let's broaden our horizons and maybe we could, include everybody. So it's going to be a musical group that's really focused on community first and then facilitate it through the music. Music is going to be what's there that brings us together. And the community is, I hope, what's going to come out of that. So we're having a concert on the 20th of August. It's Tuesday evening at 7.
It's going to be beautiful weather that night. We've scheduled that.
Yeah.
Talk to some people.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And then, so we'll be out there, and we're singing all kinds of music. So, we got some of we got older tunes. We got some choral music. We got some Toto, and we got all sorts of music. Noah Khan, I'm looking at getting some Noah Khan in there. So if any of these young kids who want to sing Noah Khan, come out. And also I'll use this as my PSA. If I went to high school with you, if I knew you while I was in high school, or I did any projects with you, this is me personally inviting you to, hey Coral, what's up? This is me personally inviting you to join our choir and join our music group, because it's not all just going to be singing. It's not going to be like a black tie event. We're going to be out there, maybe have some little drum circle, and we're going to work it out. It'll be fun. So we got a lot planned.
So if I want to come, Braeden, is emailing recreation director at portjervisnewyork.gov the best way?
That's a good way, but I'll also tell you my own stuff. So you can reach me at Ross Braeden, all lowercase, 25 @gmail.com. Maybe we'll put that out somewhere. And also my phone number.
It's an E-N at the end, not an O-N.
It's an E-N.
I've learned that the hard way.
It's BRAEDEN. And then also, thanks, Mr. Decker. You can join too, Mr. Decker. I'm calling you out.
He's a talented guy.
Yeah, I know
he can help in some way. He's an incredible guy.
Yes.
And he spelled your name right.
Thanks. I got sidetracked what I was going to say.
That's right. You were going to say how they can reach out to you directly, and I rudely interrupted you. Say it again.
Okay. So Ross Braeden, you can also give me my phone number, which is 845-754-4643. We'd like to have something really nice and big at one of our most beautiful parks, right on the Delaware. And so we can't have it unless we get a lot of people to join. So
Mr. Decker, if you could help us to put in the comments again, his email is Ross Braeden, RossBraeden 25 @gmail. And then that cell again, Mr. Decker, if you could put those in the chat, 845-754-4643. Appreciate that. Braeden, when it's over, when you're walking off the stage on August 20th, it's beautiful, the sun's setting, people are packing up their chairs. What do you hope to feel in your heart, and what do you hope people to say when it's over?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Got to begin with the end in mind, Braeden.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I just hope that it can be a thing where a lot of people come together and, use music to, bring. We have a great community here. I love Port Jervis, and I think sometimes, it's good to have things where we can get together and share, because music is something that is, completely personal and completely universal, and that's a beautiful thing. People don't really understand it, and so I guess when we are there on that day, I really hope that, we can all be appreciative of what we put on, whatever it is. I hope it'll be a great one. I know it will be. So. And
we start this afternoon, 3 to 5, right next door at the Port Jervis Rec Center, right?
3 to 5, tentative, because we'll probably go 3 to 4:30 and leave 5 if we need to do some extra work, later on in the process. So.
Okay, and they can come today, and then it's every Tuesday, 3 to 5. You'll have practice.
Tuesday. There's one Tuesday where we're off. I'm away from August 10th to 17th, so that's
going fishing.
Yeah.
Oh, vacation, family vacation.
Down at the Outer Banks. So
there you go. You got some fishing out there.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, a lot of bird watching out there.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, cool. So you can come again. It's at PJ Rec. Braeden is involved. Port Jervis community members involved. Again, under the umbrella of Port Jervis Rec. Braeden, this is awesome.
Well, thanks.
It's really awesome. So. And again, as an adult, your principal, to see you making an impact on our community, and to do what you're going out to do. You're a music therapy major, and here you are bringing people in our community together. It's just awesome. It's awesome to see it happen.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I love it. Braeden, you obviously love music. You love helping people. When did you know? Oh yeah, I liked it. Like, when did you know music was going to be part of your life?
When did I know music was going to be around?
Was there a moment, like seventh grade choir, like you sang the song and like something came over you, or was it just like?
I don't know. When I was little, I just used to go down on my grandparents' piano on their bass piano. And one of my uncle's girlfriend's little sisters had pulled off all of the ivories, so it was all, like brown and all beat up and out of tune. And I
the ivories, meaning the white part of the keys.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for explaining that.
I would go down and just kind of play around and make up little ditties, and then I guess that's kind of where it started. So
yeah. And then when you got to middle school chorus and middle school music, high school music, shout out to all of our music teachers at the school. I mean, they clearly recognized that you were a talented young man. What was that like when you got to do it in school?
It was great. I mean, when I came out of Eldred had a little bit of a smaller music program. So Port Jervis was a little step up. Obviously we're not like one of those crazy schools with, big double auditoriums and grand pianos in every room, but it was definitely an upgrade. So it was definitely really enjoyable, and I really like to foster my skill and craft while I was in high school, and I got a lot of cool opportunities coming out. When I was coming out of Port, we did I did like an Irish cabaret, which has become kind of like a classic for me. Like I would do like I did that Irish cabaret, and I brought it back to like this Presby Players. I do also, this is a plug for doing a show.
Let's do it. Bring it out.
We're doing a show for the Presby Players this summer. It's going to be scenes from classic musicals, popular scenes. You probably know a lot of them.
When's the date of that?
It's August 2nd and 3rd at 7 p.m. We got a lot of good community members in it, so come by.
And where is that? Where's
down Sussex Street? I think it's right, or maybe it's Sullivan Street. What's the one that's right there, like right over there?
Yeah, you gotta ask Mr. Decker. Yeah,
Mr. Decker,
I'm the wrong guy. I know how to get.
It's got Drew Methodist on it.
It's right here, Presby Players.
It's right over there.
He'll put it there.
But I took that Irish show, 60 Sussex Street. Thanks.
What would we do with that, Mr. Decker?
But I took that Irish thing that I did at my high school, thanks to Mrs. Gordon and Mrs. Long. They gave me the go ahead for that. Took that. I did it at Presby last summer, and we're gonna bring it back this coming St. Patrick's Day, and also, so that was a fun thing I did. And then also, Mr. Decker, we did there was a for the memorial of Robert Lewis. I got together a choir, and we sang down there at the City Hall for that, and that was also pretty moving and special for me as well. So yeah,
you've had a lot of events. I want to brag a little on you, Braeden. COVID was a hard time for everybody, certainly educators. It was the end of our full year of COVID. And we had a meeting in the courtyard at the high school, and I had asked Braeden, "Hey man, can you come out and play a couple songs for us? You got some kids together, you organized it all yourself." I just said, "Hey, the meeting's at 9," and you were there. I think you had the little piano.
I had a guitar.
Sorry, forgive me.
That's all right.
It was beautiful. I have goosebumps thinking about it, and I saw all of our teachers just watching this young man and his classmates. Again, it was a therapy for us. It was really beautiful for us to see the talent, the inspiration, the music, and there you were doing it, and it was a therapy. Yeah. So thank you.
Glad that you liked it.
Yeah. It was everybody, Braeden. And I love what your mom wrote here, right? This is what I sense it. She says here, Mrs. Ross, thank you. I knew it when he was little, and he told me he could taste the music. I'm sensing a Port Pride blog there, Ms. Ross. I might Might have to write that. Do you remember saying that?
Yeah, I remember saying it.
How do you taste the music, Braeden?
I don't know what I was thinking back then, but apparently I thought I could taste it. I don't know. I think I told her something like a flute tastes like chocolate or something like that. I don't really know.
Well, Braeden had olive cream cheese this morning. I don't know about that, Mom and Dad. I don't know how you tasted that, but
I don't know what that olive cream cheese didn't taste like.
This is Braeden Ross, everyone, class of 22. Again, inviting everybody out there, our community, to come join the community choir. Starts this afternoon, 3 to 5, Port Jervis Rec. Again, Braeden's contact information is in the chat here. Just beautiful. Braeden, 2 years left of college. We've talked about, again, your plan to do some sort of therapy, some sort of musical therapy, helping people. You know, how do you build those steps? How do you go from playing music to now possibly having a business where you're helping people? Do you have your plan in place, or it's still kind of just forming in your head?
Well, usually I just go to day and I win my days. You know, I gotta win tomorrow and then win the next day, and hopefully it'll all come together. I mean, I don't have like a long-reaching plan. I mean, I told you I have some pretty broad plans, and I just hope that I can work it out. You know, from here to then. You know, I don't know.
I love it. I love it. Well, you got the ingredients, Braeden. The ingredients are passion, talent, drive, vision. You got so many of them, and they're coming together. They're coming together in the things that you're doing. And again, it's inspiring to see a young person achieving those goals through the things he wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, this summer I like to do projects to get everybody together. So come out.
Braeden, you saw the as we were getting the show set up, you said, wow, you had Steve Bannock on, you know, and many of you watched that show with Steve Bannock. He was just inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. The Bannock brothers are the first family members to ever be inducted, together. And, to see his passion or hear about his passions early with wrestling and then see what it manifested into in his life. Because he's later in life, you're just getting started. So I can see a lot of similarities between the passion, the vision, the drive, all of the things that he talked about that you're doing at such a young age. So
yeah, like I think I said to you when we were breaking bread, I said, I guess this goes back to your goals. Like when you said, like, what's my plan? I guess my plan is to just get better at everything I'm trying to do and get better at my craft, better at my clinical work. That way I can be the best I can be. That way I can get the most done, you know. And my mom said, don't forget my solo concert in Riverside Park at 7/16.
Come on, baby. You got all these happening here. 7/16 is a concert?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a Tuesday night. I finally can go to one of these things. I'm busy the other ones, but you're going to 16. Tell me about that.
It'll probably just be me, my guitar, my piano, singing by myself. I mean, I've been gigging since I was in middle school.
Is that a verb or a noun? Gigging.
I think verb.
Yeah, in this tone, it's a verb. You have a gig.
Yeah.
Versus you're gigging. I didn't know that was a verb.
Yeah, I don't know. Me neither.
Scudieri, Gibson, is that a verb? Grandma will be there.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Tell me about that. You have the playlist?
Yeah, I'll probably do some, for the last few years, I've been doing like 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, old jazz, and then kind of like, but I think that hasn't gone too successfully for me at like different bars and stuff because they don't want to hear that slow music. So, maybe this concert you can look out for some pop folk type. A little
more upbeat, a little more.
What the young kids are listening.
The young people here. Braeden, how do you know when it doesn't land? You just said like I could tell that. How do you know? People are yawning. They're looking at their phone.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is like the people in there are having a good time, but like sometimes they don't ask me back. Something like that. I don't know. But also, I usually try to get gigs too late in the summer, so they're already all booked by the time I try. So.
All right. Well, he's going places. Yes, very humble, Tanya. Very humble. Really, impressed here. And so let's go through. We got July 16th. We're at Riverside. August 2nd and 3rd, Presby Players. And then August 20th is going to be the culminating community choir.
Yep.
Here's that flyer again, friends. Rehearsals start today for that 3 to 5 Port Jervis Rec. You can reach out to Braeden. His contact information is in the chat. Ross Braeden, Braeden 25@gmail.com. Braeden, any last messages here for the community? Any last things you wanted to share?
Just if I know you and you want to sing or you have an itch to learn some music, come out and we'll make it. We'll work it out, and you'll be a part of something. I have to say, like, things like this, like even like this podcast, like all these different things you've been talking about, like my cast for the Irish show, the group that I brought down to Robert Lewis, the group that I brought to the high school, any of these, like the Presby shows, the concert, like none of that's done with, none of that's the one. All of that is other people. All I do is let it go on or help it go on, So I guess thanks to all those people that helped me to do stuff like that. Looking forward to working with you again in the future so we can do more stuff. And I'm thankful for all the people that let me do fun stuff like this. I could be slaving away. I mean, I do have a job, but I could have, I could be doing other stuff, but I'm doing this stuff. So stuff I love.
Well, and your job, it's going to be your career. Your passion is, they say once you find that thing you love, you never work a day in your life. And I could see it happening. I could see the business. I could see you helping these kids. And if you know Braeden, he's got a gentle soul. He's not cracking skulls like his younger brother on the football field, but reaching kids with the same intensity. There, we spoke about that off air too. Miss Scudieri is here, our good friend, your Italian paisan. Miss Scudieri, some nice things back from freshman English, helping this young man. So thanks for tuning in. Braeden, I wish you the best of luck with all of this. We're going to push this out on social media. Maybe we'll get you to pop on again right before the concert to advertise it again. And
okay. Or maybe we could even bring some of the concert people, like the people in the choir.
Play a little singing, a little something.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate you bringing all the instruments this morning too. You got your fishing rod in the car, another passion. Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you about that too. Before we let you go, Braeden, you were engaged in that yesterday, and you find that relaxing. Is this something that that fishing for you helps you balance, helps you relax because you're doing all this other stuff?
Well, I think it's a lot of fun. I like to go out there and catch big fish.
Did you get any yesterday?
I did.
You take them home?
No.
You're tossing them.
Don't. I mean, my brother keeps saying let's do a catch and cook, but my friend Josh, me, my brother, and my dad, we like to go catch fish. So I guess it's relaxing. It definitely does give me an alternative to all the busier stuff I do. Maybe my mom would say I spend too much time fishing, but I don't know.
You definitely were unplugged, that's for sure. But hey, you're relaxing, you're chasing your passions. I love it. Braeden Ross, everyone, class of 22, bunch of concerts happening, so come out and support them. Again, this afternoon is the first rehearsal, 3 to 5, PJ Rec. Email them, text them, call them, and let's get our community out. Braeden, thanks, man.
Thank you, Mr. Rod.
Appreciate you. Chasing his passions, making things happen, bringing our community together, Port Pride all the way. Before we go, I do want to give a shout out also our graduates on Friday night, the high school team, Dr. Bell, our superintendents, our buildings and grounds, our custodians. We transformed Delaware Valley to Port Pride country. It was a beautiful event. And then the community. The community coming out in the parade afterwards. What a celebration of Port Pride. So cool. So awesome to see those graduates. So shout out to the class of 2024 and all the adults, the parents, the families, our staff here at Port Jervis that made that a great event. So thank you for all that. Braeden, thanks, my friend.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to sign off here on Port Connects. We'll be doing a number of shows this summer with alumni. And in the fall, we're going to kick off our Alumni Association. He'll be in here connecting. We're going to bring our alumni together so we can help other people do great things on their journey as well. So, Braeden, thanks, brother.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Come see him at some of these concerts here. We're going to sign off. Braeden, how about a Go Port?
Go Port.